The problem of online romance scams is becoming so common that some international banks have decided to intervene. Now, the banks say more and more women in particular are being duped into sending large sums of money overseas. The latest data shows more than £16.5 million were lost in just 6 months. Lloyds told us romance scams have gone up by 30% in the last year. And Nationwide has reported an increase of 37%. One bank has even set up a dedicated call centre to combat the fraud. Kelly Foran has our special report.
He spoke many times a day. He rang me, he emailed me, he texted me, he WhatsApped me.
You know, his bank account's frozen, you know, we need to get him off the rig, so we pay £6,500.
It was my life savings, it was my pension, it was everything.
Their Hollywood-like fairy tale, nothing but a rom-con.
Whoever it was, they have made me feel inferior, untrusting, ashamed of who I am and what I am.
The scammers talk to their victims day in, day out, sending videos and pictures for months before there's even any mention of money. It's such a growing problem that it's now someone's job to make this call.
I do believe you have been victim of a romance scam.
Meet the Break the Spell team.
Now, I understand that you did attempt to make a payment last week.
So those phone calls are really difficult to go into because you're almost expecting to potentially break someone's heart. You know, you're potentially going in there to upset someone.
When did you meet him? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear, you know, from somebody they've never met, e.g. me, tell them that this person that they've been speaking to for, you know, so much time, whether it be a few weeks, a few months, a few years, that person isn't real. Like, it's absolutely heartbreaking for them. It's not that you're gullible at all. These are criminals that you're speaking to. Okay? These do this on a daily basis.
Just from hearing your side of the call, she sounded maybe quite distressed.
Yeah, she broke down. She broke down crying. You could hear her in tears.
One of the most well-used scams are people claiming to be working on an oil rig.
How sophisticated can these get?
Yeah, I think some of them look slightly more obvious than others. You know, there are cases that we see where even we get them and, you know, we may sort of struggle to see where the photo might be altered. Sometimes they're not altered at all.
And that's what happened to Sue.
Made this little album, it was going to be a surprise for when he came.
She met so-called Kim online.
It laid on my pillow every night. I might get 5-10 minutes of his time, I might get a 46-minute phone call, it just depended. And that made it even more real, you know, that he was doing the job on the oil rig.
Over a year, he bombarded her with photos and phone calls. She ended up spending her life savings, she thought, to help him.
7 payments, I think, maybe a few more, I don't know, and around about 33,000.
You don't miss the money, you miss him?
The money isn't the problem with me, it's how I was with him. I miss him still every day. The interaction with him, the thought of what could have been.
But these pictures were stolen from the internet and the man in them completely unaware. We tracked him down.
Hi, I'm Kevin from Alabama, and I absolutely do not work on an oil rig.
I understand it's not the first time that you've had a message like this, that your pictures are being used?
I get them all the time. I probably get 1 or 2 a month. At first, they think that I was the person scamming them. It's really frustrating because, you know, it's such a low-down thing to do. Problem is, there's really not much that seems to be done about it.
This team in Liverpool, in the short time they've been set up, have stopped almost £6 million going to scammers. Sue's bank balance and heart has been broken. Banks say they fear the cost of loving is a new but growing crisis. Kelly Foran, ITV News.